Welcome back to the Box2Box podcast.
This is episode 61 and Cristiano Ronaldo lifts the Nations League with Portugal.
Spalletti also gets sacked by Italy. Is this a low point in Italy's national team?
And so many massive transfers on the verge of happening. Wirtz, Osimhen, Mbuemo. We're going to discuss them all.
All that and more on the Box2Box podcast. You ain't going home,
Your
bro.
Honor, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Also on the pitch, Mbangula starts. Our next Mbangula, bro.
She's Egyptian. She's Egyptian. Game tomorrow, would you rather Saliba or Mbappe?
Right, Saliba right now.
You wouldn't.
Saliba right now.
You're sacrificing that face when you lie. That's
Saliba right now.
Boys, it feels like we haven't been in the studio for a minute.
Well, it's because last week after last week, I mean, you guys are probably sitting here waiting. The week of Inter's collapse, you're going to think, oh my God, I can't wait to hear Mili's analysis.
Ducking the smoke, fam.
This guy left the country and this whole club
Boom.
demolished.
Gone to Italy.
Yeah, demolished.
Maybe he got
demolished.
insider news
Yeah.
and decided to leave, go to Italy before it happened.
Yeah, but we are here on a Sunday, June 8th, beautiful evening.
Sensational.
Outside. Today, one of the, I would say, in my time of following sports,
Okay,
not even
don't.
just football, one of the
Don't.
best sports days potentially we've had in a very long time. Would you say no?
I'm sure there's been better ones, but
It depends what you follow, because I think like, if, let's say you follow like a F1 and actually it depends. It
Because
depends.
it was not just one sport that was good. We got
Yeah.
an amazing day of football, but an amazing day of tennis as well. And I'm not a big tennis guy either.
Yeah, tennis was
tennis
crazy.
was. I'm sure it was great, but tennis and Nations League, like there's been better for sure.
But I was I woke up. I woke up before, but 9 a.m. you have France versus Germany. This is Eastern Standard Time, by the way. 9 a.m. France versus Germany. You get a good 2-0 game out of that.
was solid.
Michael Olise goal, Mbappe goal. Like that was definitely not a game to
per
miss.
usual.
And then right after that, as that game is ending, you're getting like the prime time of you miss the first 2 sets of the game, but then you're catching the Alcaraz comeback. And then as soon as the Alcaraz comeback is done, which, by the way, we have to go through that for 2 minutes because I don't think people who don't follow the sport realize how insane of a moment that was for
Europeans,
tennis.
definitely. Italians and Spaniards for sure watched.
Yes.
But, and then they got the nation. Bro, for a Spaniard, this is a
Yes.
crazy day in sports.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
are cooking.
But then you get, obviously, that Nations League final, which was honestly an amazing game. And I just shout out to UEFA because, look, we don't do this very often. We're actually going to commend what they did. I find what they've done with Nations League has brought like a spark to international breaks that it didn't used to in the
Yeah,
past.
they made friendlies enjoyable.
Yes.
in the end. They gave sense to friendlies.
Yes, and like obviously, like right now, all 4 of those teams I believe are qualified for the World Cup. If I'm not, actually no, they might not.
I think it's just the winner.
but
could it be?
I think you're right. But
Is that what it's automatic qualification?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. You guys
know
let us
about
know. You guys let us know. But they definitely found a way to make these international games interesting.
Yeah.
And as I was watching tennis, I'm thinking, what if every single like international break they made one like major trophy? That would be kind of cool.
It
no?
would
Like-
dilute the amount of trophies.
Yeah.
that-
Yes, but that's like saying in tennis, like the Australian Open, Roland Garros. Like I understand those are the only trophies really to
Yes.
win, but it would be cool if there was like, let's say there are 4 international breaks or 5 international breaks. You put one trophy on each international break. It would be kind of cool.
No.
I don't think you have time. Yeah, because tennis, there's majors. There's the big
Like
majors.
What if you set it up in that way? It would be kind of cool.
But the thing is
How do you qualify for the
that's
majors?
tennis's Mount Rushmore of
Yeah,
trophies.
like you could compare more to like the Prem. and
Yeah,
Champions,
like the
but,
Prem, the Champions League, like the big trophies. So
But
I
if you
don't
set
know.
up a yearly calendar for international football, it could spice it up also.
But it will dilute. And I think the Nations League needs to run for a long period of time because you have the group stage, right?
Yeah.
That happens. Does it happen in 3 international breaks? Like it happens in multiple.
Yeah, but maybe you set up one, like you do 2 or 3 a year, and you set up one international break to qualify for the. I don't know. There's definitely a way of doing
Imagine
it.
like
Could be
regional
cool.
cups, like
That'd be crazy.
like Eastern Europe, Western Europe, like Spain, Portugal, France.
Do
What
not
else we
let
got?
the Balkans play each other. Do not have an all Balkans
But they actually,
tournament.
there was a game this week.
Yeah, I
as
know
well.
Albania versus Serbia.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
that
saw
was
people on
actually a
Twitter. They were like, the game's gone. Only 2 yellows in the
Did
in
you
the
see
match.
what Albania did though? Because UEFA
Yeah.
told them you need to have the Serbian flag up.
Yeah.
So they put
Tirana
a
too.
massive Albanian flag and then the smallest Serbian
Crazy.
flag they could ever find.
And the
Yeah,
little
it was
kids,
real.
the little Albanian
Yeah.
kids that walked out with the Serbians, and they were doing some hand signals at the beginning of the game.
But
Yeah, that was a movie.
That was a
But the tennis game, just want to say one thing: Sinner doesn't have. I find he lacks character, but he's 23 years old, so he has time to develop character. But as an Italian, I'm forced to love Sinner, but I love Alcaraz. Alcaraz made me fall in love with this new generation.
Give them the rundown of what happened in the game.
So if you don't watch tennis, it was in the majors. I think in like the ATP 1000s, whatever. You only have to win 2 sets. Since this was Roland Garros, it was a major. You need to win 3 sets. So the first 2 sets go to Sinner, and Sinner brings Alcaraz to does he bring him to a
Well,
tiebreak?
Alcaraz won the
The
third set.
No, but they went to a tiebreak.
No, but the third set was 6-4.
Okay, the third set was 6-4.
Yeah,
So
or
now
6-3.
So now it's 2-1. It's 2-1 in sets.
Yeah.
And then the fourth
It was
fourth set.
5-3 Sinner with 40
Yeah.
points.
So I think Sinner had multiple
Yeah.
points where he could have just finished off the game.
Yeah.
Alcaraz comes back 2-2. Now it's going to a 5th set. And I don't think 5th sets happen that much at Roland Garros. It's a rare opportunity. And at that point, I mean, we were texting in a group chat, and me and Varvar were like, "Oh, it's done." Like I think it went up 3-1 on games.
But every shot was generational.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you're thinking, oh, okay, that shot was amazing. You can't get better than that. And then they just every single point
Yeah.
it took a generational shot to beat the other person.
But would you say these two are the generational
Yes,
players?
yes,
for
it's,
sure.
It's I looked up. I asked once again. I'm gonna get called a
guys,
ChatGPT.
Varvar doesn't think anymore. He only uses ChatGPT.
Okay, but I asked for like tennis comparisons to soccer. Like I wanted to see like it said Alcaraz.
Soccer. He said
It said
American.
It said Alcaraz is Jude Bellingham. So
No.
That's why you don't have ChatGPT things.
why?
Alcaraz is Lamine
Why?
Yamal.
That doesn't make
Alcaraz
sense.
is.
I wouldn't say
It's
Lamine
the
Yamal.
easiest Lamine Yamal comparison of any. Like I couldn't
Wouldn't
think of
you
a
say-
better comparison.
Wouldn't you say? Well, I guess he's Spanish. I see what you're saying.
Bro, he's Lamine Yamal. He has the flair.
Isn't Sinner
he
Yamal?
Talks.
Sinner's Yamal.
Bro, Sinner is nothing.
That's
Sinner
crazy.
is the most. Sinner is worse.
Alcaraz is younger than Sinner.
How old is he?
Yeah,
22.
Sinner's 23 and
23,
Alcaraz
22.
is 22.
Yeah,
So can we say
he's Wirtz.
And Alcaraz has been on for years.
Yes, and he's beat
Alcaraz,
Djokovic.
Alcaraz is insane.
Sinner's been good for years, but he's only started to pick it up like recently.
Yeah, this is his first year where he's number 1 and he deserves it.
And he
he's
got
up there.
I didn't know this. He got caught for PEDs also.
Alcaraz.
Yeah, no,
Sinner, but
Yeah.
that was
he got suspended for 3 months.
Yeah.
yeah,
that was
but
recent,
it
no?
wasn't PD. Like it wasn't steroids. It was like a
Like it's some shit,
borderline
like
like
lotion you put
yeah,
on your
like
thing
a
that
borderline
ended up
thing.
having
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, but
No, Wirtz. I'd say Wirtz would be Sinner because it's just very.
He's better than that. Come on. Really?
He doesn't have flair. He doesn't have like when he like messes up or when he does something crazy. Like he's not like bro. Alcaraz turns around and hits like a thing to the ear.
Yeah,
he hypes up the
he's
crowd.
He's got the personality.
Like, you know,
yeah, it's
Yamal's always
Neymar.
hyping up the
It's
crowd.
like a Neymar,
It's a Neymar.
Yamal, and then Sinner's like Jude Bellingham, straight face.
Sinner is always straight face, and he has the fundamentals of tennis.
Yeah, he's
down
great.
to a T. Defense, he's amazing. Offense, his serves, everything of his is very good. Alcaraz, he's a little
So-
bit more all over the place, but he pulls shit out of the bag that only Yamal can
Okay,
pull
so
out.
Alcaraz's comeback. What do you think were the odds
When he
of
was
him
down
coming back down
to-
5-3, down 40, basically 40 points?
Okay, you probably asked ChatGPT, so
I
this
did.
number's wrong because you could have just went on a betting app and found it. I'm gonna say what is it? A percentage?
1 out of, but it gave me a
Okay.
percentage also. I could give you the percentage.
Okay, 1 out of.
Like how many times would have to happen for one person to come
Okay, I'll say my real number. I won't say
Okay.
the number that I gave you because I know it's probably going to give you some really stupid number because it has no sample size. I'm going to say 1 out of 19 times Alcaraz actually comes back.
It's 1 out of 200.
Yeah, see, that's completely wrong.
And
How's
I asked for a soccer equivalent. Sorry, so I keep saying soccer,
American.
but whatever, football equivalent. And it said the football equivalent is a Champions League knockout match. Second leg, you're down 3-1 on aggregate. It's the 89th minute, and you're a man down, and your opponent has a penalty kick.
God damn, that's a lot of variables.
So it's like you're down 3-1 on aggregate.
Yeah.
It's the 89th minute, you're a man down,
down.
and your opponent has a penalty kick.
But see, I think what ChatGPT fails to realize is that tennis is a very it's a very momentum based sport, and based on like stamina and whatever, like Alcaraz is 12-1 in fifth set matches in his career in big games. Sinner was 6-9 or something like that.
Sinner had never won in a game above 4 hours, and this one was 5.5
Yeah,
hours.
like stats like that make you see why Alcaraz just had the endurance to pull. I mean, he's only 23.
It's even a mentality thing. Imagine playing for 5 hours at
and
the
Sinner
top
started
level.
cramping.
Yeah.
And cramping in tennis is massive because you can't, like, your teammates can't carry you for 5 minutes while you rest up. Like,
Yeah.
you start losing
You gotta
points.
eat it.
It says it was basically remontada in 2017, but even harder.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's what this says.
If you keep like, if this motivates you to keep watching tennis, like big tennis games, you'll see how crazy.
But this was
Alcaraz
the
is.
second final in a row that they played against each other, no?
Yeah, and they also played each other in the
Alcaraz won the other one.
Internazionale. They played each other in the Italy and Rome.
Yeah, in Rome,
And,
Alcaraz beat him.
Did you see how much money these brothers make?
Yeah,
Like,
I
Sinner-
actually don't know. How much do they make?
Okay,
like-
I was looking it up.
I
the
want to say it's
ATP
like
earnings.
20 mil?
No, more. Like I want to say
50
it's a
mil?
lot more. More.
Like more,
So
you're talking about 100 mil?
Sinner. 1 second, I have to look
75
up.
mil.
That's crazy.
I think Sinner's career earnings 40 mil,
Yeah, okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
No, but I'm saying that what's the prize pool for the Roland Garros? I swear it's 100. It has to be at least 100
Yeah,
mil.
it's true. Sponsored by
tournament.
Rolex.
So I'll go career earnings. Novak Djokovic is top with, can you guess?
This is all time or
Yeah,
per year?
all time.
330 million.
No, it's 186 million.
Really? Just off of
Broke boy.
Bro, yeah. Ronaldo makes that in a year, bro.
But it's crazy because Sinner and Alcaraz are already top 10 for career earnings all time.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess because it makes sense.
Sinner's at 40. They're both at 40 million. So crazy. And then there's some also like, but they're not as young, but still some recent ones like Zverev and Medvedev who are a bit higher. But
Bro, as soon as I get money, I was thinking about it today. As soon as I get money, apologies to my future wife, I will be spending all my money on going to watch these games.
Yeah.
If I get money one day, God please, I will be going to Wimbledon finals. I will be going to Champions League finals, World Cup finals. I'm wasting all my
Yeah.
money on finals.
when I was watching that game, I was really like, those tickets are probably super expensive, but I think that it's worth it.
Today, they witnessed
I'm sure they were.
They witnessed a historic game.
we
like,
might
it's worth it.
we
being
might
there.
look back in 10 years and say that like this was like I don't know, like Messi and Ronaldo facing off when they're 25
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah,
Anyway,
that's the whole
I could talk about tennis all day.
spiel.
That shit.
Tennis is
so
goated.
good. So
Tennis is
such a good
really
sport.
goated.
Yeah.
And bro, in Italy, when I was there, right after the Imola Grand Prix,
Yeah.
everyone was tuning into Sinner. Like every
they love
bar and whatever, people are watching and they're like, oh,
But it's
whoa.
crazy 'cause
He brought
was
the hype back.
He was a couple kilometers away from being German. Not
I
even
know, I
Italian.
know.
Because he was born in
Südtirol.
Südtirol.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is it called? I think I looked it up. I think it was called Tirol, not because the
English. It's
soccer team is called football team is called Südtirol.
I don't know.
But
to
I
be
think
honest.
it's just called the area is called Tirol. But whatever, who cares?
They
That's
speak
basically
German,
the German
Italian.
barrier.
It's
like-
Switzerland, Germany, and
Yeah.
Italy. No,
It's right on the
like
corner.
they're all next to each other. So Sinner could have very easily been German or Swiss,
Yeah.
but thank God he was Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got Musetti too. He went to a semifinal. The semifinal was sick. It could have been two Italians, but
how is he?
Musetti's good.
Yeah.
I think he's in the top 5. I think he's maybe 7
So
or 4.
going from the blooming Italian tennis program to the shit Italian football program.
No, we're not talking about Italy right now,
Why not?
bro. There's bigger fish to fry.
I don't know. This was.
Let's give the awards to the people who
Okay.
actually won this.
Yeah.
I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo lifted a Nations League. We were debating if Portugal won another one, which I think they did.
The year prior.
The
I
year
thought
prior.
I thought it was Spain.
won the
I thought it
last
was
one.
Spain.
Spain won the first Nations League.
Listen, Cristiano
remember these
Ronaldo.
Nations League.
If you're crying and this is your second Nations League, you gotta pack it up, brother. You're crying about the wrong thing.
Yeah,
If
I
it's your
agree.
second Nations League and you're still crying, pack it up.
Been there before.
Bro,
I guess.
Leao just hit like the Leao just fist pumped in the air. He was having.
I mean, I don't know.
it's not a major tournament.
But think about it.
It's
It's
not,
probably the last
obviously.
trophy he's ever gonna win in his career. If
always
you
say
really
that.
deep it, bro. He is okay. Let's be real. Chances are, if you pull up, all the Ronaldo fans are gonna fucking hate me. If you pull up with Ronaldo up top at the World Cup, you're not gonna win it.
Well, they won a
Let's be
Nations League
real.
with him.
Yeah, but they aren't gonna win the World Cup. Let's be real. As long as Ronaldo's starting, we saw it last international.
And I don't
tournament
think
also.
that's a Ronaldo thing.
Roberto
completely.
Martinez is not a top class manager.
That's why. That's where I was.
It is a
going
Ronaldo
towards.
thing. It's a both. It's a
No,
both.
it's a Roberto Martinez thing. It's been a Portugal thing for years. I mean, they've went through coaches and they've had golden generations every year, and they've got nothing out of it
Because-
except 2016, the Euro.
There was a weird coinciding of when Portugal's rest of their team got good.
Oh my God.
Ronaldo started declining. So like, Ronaldo was holding up this shit Portugal team for years, but now the Portugal team is holding up Ronaldo.
Well, yeah, there's a spot where
Crazy
they
to say
intersected
that. When
right
he
now.
scored a goal in the final and the semi.
Well, listen, Ronaldo, he still gets the
in
goal.
Nations League, bro. We watched the game, bro. That was a dog shit performance.
Bro, if anything, if I have no ball knowledge, if anything, I'm consistent. And I said this with Lewandowski. Bro, you do have to get into the right spots to finish those goals. Højlund is never in those spots to finish those
Bro,
goals.
it was not a nice goal.
I know, but why is Cristiano always in the right spot to tap it in?
I don't know, fuck.
Because he has years and years of expertise, bro. If you get a manager that just uses him, like Lewandowski was used by Flick, just be in the exact spot, the ball will come to your foot. And Ronaldo is still is an elite finisher in and around the ball.
You guys can call me a Yamal Glazer. I don't care. I still think Yamal played better than Ronaldo, even with the goal. So all these memes on Twitter and Instagram saying, Ronaldo showed them how it's done. Ronaldo did shit all before that goal. He was on a 3.5 probably before that goal, and you put it up to a 6. Yamal still played better. I don't give a shit.
Well, that semifinal, Yamal, it sucks that he played all right in the final, Yamal, because that semifinal, he was ridiculously
Amazing.
good.
Yeah,
That
really
goal
good.
at the end, like to show his physicality, to show a different, usually it's always the little cut in and the flick goal and
know.
stuff like that, but he showed that he can beat a man shoulder to shoulder and score a goal. So, I mean, Yamal had a pretty good run here in this international break. For me, it solidified his
Ballon d'Or claim?
his Ballon d'Or claim, but we'll talk about that a little bit after.
I don't think Nations League really changes our minds. Like, do you actually believe that Nations League changed your mind?
But when it's so close with the other guy, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it
Yeah,
in a bit because
a bit
it's so
later.
close.
But,
The only other takeaway is I think Nuno Mendes is the best fullback in the world right now.
There's a discussion.
What are the names you're looking at? You're looking at Trent.
Hakimi very much could be the best fullback in the world right now.
One locked up Yamal.
I've been saying since the beginning of this year, Nuno Mendes has been the best left back by far. Locked up Salah, locked up Yamal in this game, and he's done it in big performances. Aston Villa, Arsenal as well. He's been a top left back.
Who are the top 3 right wingers in the world right now?
Top 3 right wingers?
Yeah.
Yamal, Salah, and
Saka. He locked up the top 3 right wings in the world.
I mean, I wouldn't say locked up.
he did. Salah was
So
a goal.
meanwhile, he locked up all 3, but Jadon Sancho, I remember Dortmund against PSG last year had like 12, set a record amount of UCL dribbles.
That's
against
why it's
Nuno
right now,
Mendes.
because I know that Trent is a better fullback. Like, I just know he's a
Hakimi's
better fullback.
better fullback also.
I disagree, because defensively, Nuno Mendes is much more solid. But right now, Nuno Mendes...
Record amount of dribbles against Sancho, by the way. But Nuno Mendes is the finish too. That looked like a winger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it didn't look like a regular finish. That was like a genuinely world class finish. We were linked to him in January. Sadly, it did not.
You were
come
never
out.
going to get him, bro.
even versus
Donnarumma,
Arsenal.
welcome to Manchester United.
You're not getting these players.
Versus Arsenal, didn't he score outside the box? Was that him?
Yeah.
No, that
It
was
was
Dembele.
Dembele, but the other goal.
I don't remember. All I remember was Arsenal lost.
Yeah.
But Nuno
Or was
has been
Manchester
scoring
United.
these goals. Like, he's not new to that goal that he scored today. So, I mean, he's been at the top. I remember watching Nuno Mendes live, PSG Juventus, and he scored the same goal. This guy's been doing it, bro. I'm lifting that high.
But like there are fullbacks. The thing with fullbacks is it comes and goes based on teams.
Bro,
Your team
Alphonso
has to be
Davies
good.
very
Yeah.
much easily next year we could be saying,
Yes.
oh my God, he's the best left
Gvardiol
back in the
too.
world. Gvardiol, bro. We're bringing up Gvardiol to this
Bro,
conversation.
Gvardiol's insane.
Gvardiol at the last international at the Euros, bro,
Insane.
insanity. I didn't know he can go up like that.
Gvardiol this year.
He was so good that Pep went and bought another left back this summer. He was so
Who did he
good.
buy?
Ryan Knight-Nouri.
Oh.
He was so
Brother.
good that Pep said, yeah, you know what? I need a left
The
back.
thing
this summer."
about Gvardiol is that to me, he's not even a left back. He should be
I
playing
agree.
center back.
Yeah.
He should be. Bastoni and him are like
Yes.
equivalent players.
Yeah, but then you lose on it. I guess he doesn't need to because I knew he would be doing that now. But Gvardiol can bomb up the pitch.
Yeah, you definitely could. He scored
So-
some bangers this year.
Yeah,
But he's not Nuno Mendes bombing up the pitch.
No.
He's different type of left
he's a little
back.
bit.
If you want
He's
to
a little bit more
left back.
solid. Yeah,
he's
a little
more of
bit
a
chunkier.
prem player.
Yeah,
But he's a good player. But in my opinion, Gvardiol maximized his back three, left center back.
will Pep be playing a 5-back next season?
It's interesting.
He
food for
should.
thought.
You really should.
No, but his transfer is kind of.
Pep has
Points.
never played 5-back in his whole
know.
life, so I don't think that.
And Pep just had his worst season ever of his whole life.
Yeah, I mean, The Pep downfall is here, like I've said.
Maybe a little clip coming soon. Will Pep be playing a 5-back next season?
No, he won't. But
And fullbacks this year have not been good. You look at the ones that historically have been good. Theo has been shit. DiMarco has been shit. Alphonso Davies, we don't even hear about him anymore. Injured, sure,
Got
whatever.
that brace on his knee.
bro, Teo, I don't understand
Teo
how this guy's
downfall.
on the market for like 20, 30 mil or whatever the fuck it was, and no one's looking at him.
Must be either asking for way too much or...
Like, you know how many teams, like Real Madrid need a left back this summer. They feel more
But-
comfortable buying Carreras for 45 million or 50 million than Teo.
they got Carreras though.
But Carreras, if we look back, has not even accomplished half of what Teo has done in his career.
Yeah, it looks like it's a mentality thing. I wouldn't write him off for one bad season.
Theo did something. Theo did something in his life, and AC Milan found out about it. AC Milan has been blackmailing him to get those contract extensions every summer. Other teams in the world, big teams like
The stuff that happened
like
in the
Real,
club?
they know about it. They've heard it through the grapevine. No one wants to touch Theo Hernandez.
Would you like to tell them what you're talking about?
No, it will come out one day.
Yeah?
It will come out one
But
day.
the
brother has
videos
no
came
idea what he's
out,
talking
no?
about.
The videos
What?
came out.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that.
Those are fake, my
could be
brother.
that.
Stop watching La Gazzetta dello Sport. They do not know what they're talking
I
about.
wasn't talking about that. It could be something else.
I don't know.
There's nothing going on with
The
it.
AC Milan, it just looks like there's a massive fire sale there, but that's a whole other conversation.
apparently we're-
Allegri joined and every player said, I'm out.
I mean, you pick your side. They're either the worst team in Italy with the worst players, or all their players are being
Guys,
bought.
I know we didn't finish in Europe this season, but this summer is going to be different. We're going to bring a shitty coach, and we're going to sell everybody.
Who's Juventus selling this year?
Selling?
Yeah.
I
we don't need to sell.
have an announcement to make also, by the way, on the podcast. So as you guys know, Inter is complete dog shit now, okay? So producer T is laughing, but
Didn't even laugh.
we will get further into this.
or a loss. He didn't even laugh.
We'll get further into this next week when Mili's back. But as an Interisto, I can't keep. I'm officially.
You can't keep the gimmick up,
I'm
huh?
officially a free agent. I'm looking for another club to support next year other than Inter because I'm someone with ambition and I don't like clubs with no ambition. So Man United and Real Madrid, the only ones with ambition.
Man United, the ambition, the
Inter
15th
place
missing
in the Premier
ambition right
League.
now. Guys, leave your CV on why I should be following your clubs down below in the comments.
Top 5 leagues. You're following Montpellier, brother. Toulouse.
top 4 leagues because if
Top-
it's not
top 4.
if it's Ligue 1,
Define 4.
not Serie A.
What about Mönchengladbach?
No, Mönchengladbach, no.
So top 3 leagues?
Yeah, no, bro. I'll do
So what? Prem is in
Prem,
there?
Serie A, La Liga.
You would go for another Prem
Bundesliga.
team. If you go for another Prem team, you're shameless.
No, I'm not doing Prem. But
Okay.
like I mean like those are the top 4 leagues.
You would do Girona?
We'll see, bro. Leave the CVs down below.
There's got to be some stakes to it.
And people are gonna be like, I don't want Varvar supporting my club. It's gonna be a jinx. I'm giving you guys free airtime on the podcast. If you're a low key club that's on the come up, I will start supporting you.
Brescia.
If I just need some
Brescia.
ambition, Como looking like a potential.
Do not touch Como.
Why not?
You're not allowed to. That's
I'm a-
good project.
I'm a Comer.
Well, we have a PO box on our Patreon. Actually, we just have a PO box in general. You don't need to be in the Patreon. So maybe if you guys want to submit your shirts, your club shirts, and maybe a message of your application, then Varvar can get to them.
0 applications coming.
No. There will be a lot of applications.
Literally zero. Zero
Next thing
comments
you know,
too.
you're gonna see like Barcelona fans saying, "I'm a Real Madrid fan. Please start supporting my clubs."
Anyway, so back to football. We're gonna talk about the semifinal with Spain and France because that was an absolute movie. That could very well have been the final. I think Spain went up 4-0.
No. 3.
4-1. It was 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
But it was 3-0, 3-1.
I'm not
4-1.
sure, but
No,
I
it was
remember it was
2-0
4-1
then.
at one point.
Was it 3-1 then?
I'll check.
But regardless, Spain was completely running away with the game.
Yeah.
And then France sat up in their chair and said, I'm about to come back. I think 5-10 more minutes into that match and we would have had a draw.
Maybe. I think Spain and France are the best teams in the world right now.
Yeah.
Best national teams.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was 3-0
It was
3-0 really.
in the 54th minute.
Yamal scored a brace.
Yeah.
Marino scored.
Yeah.
Oyarzabal.
Well, no.
No, Oyarzabal 2 assists.
Pedri, Nico Williams, Marino, and
that
Yamal
Pedri goal was
brace.
insane.
That Pedri touch was
The
ridiculous.
Pedri touch and then goal. The fact that he followed through the entire play was insane.
Barcelona cucks on Twitter and
call me
Instagram
whatever
are
the fuck you
saying-
want, bro.
Are saying they should make that the logo of La Liga. They're saying
What,
that
the Pedri touch?
yeah, the Pedri touch
It
above
didn't even
his.
happen in La Liga, bro. Barca fans, you guys need to get a grip.
A little shameless, I can't lie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Yamal. I mean,
Another glaze.
another.
Well, because he actually had an amazing game. in
yeah.
That one.
And now we need to start asking the question: has Lamine Yamal officially overtaken Dembele as Ballon d'Or favorite?
I'm saying Yamal was always ahead of Dembele.
I agree.
In the Champions League, PSG fans will twerk that Dembele had such an underrated match. You have to be a real tactical to see how good of a match he had. I think he kind of fell off towards the end of the season.
No. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
no.
he played good. He played good in the final. Like but his whole team played good.
I would say Vitinha was better towards the end of
Yes.
the season. I won't say Cavara. I'd say
Desiree
Doué
Doué
was better towards the end of the season.
I agree.
Dembele carried them for a long period of time in the season. I'll give him that. But then towards the end, when the more important games started coming, it was the team that won the games, not Dembele anymore.
And I don't like the Yamal only has 9 goals argument in La Liga because, in my opinion, everyone watches La Liga and everyone says Lamine Yamal's by far the best player in the world. We have our eyes. The people who just look at stat sheets, please stop bringing up Ballon d'Or discussions because I know you were not watching Dembele against Nantes on some random Saturday afternoon.
That's what I've been saying though about Dembele. I mean, he's having an amazing season, but I think it's always taxed because of the Ligue 1, and Yamal has shown it in the Champions
I
League.
would like to say though, I think Ligue 1 is actually underrated at this point.
Oh my God,
I
you're
would
flipping.
I would like to say I think Ligue 1's level has gone up.
So in one season,
Crazy work.
at the beginning of the season, he said that Ligue 1 should be kicked out of the top 5.
Yeah, you probably did say something like that.
He
But
said
now I'm more of the idea that Serie A should be kicked out of the top.
Why is Ligue 1 magically...
Why are you getting dragged
So
into
Champions
I'm
League
just- I
this
just
year,
wanna ask
Champions
you.
League this year, the winner was a French team.
Okay, but I'll stop you there because PSG has historically been a very, very good side.
Okay.
And they've been in Champions League finals.
So now, let's just this isn't true, but let's just say Inter and PSG cancel each other out. Okay.
Okay.
So now,
In what way?
like, let's just say like those two teams are equal, which are not. PSG's obviously
Okay, well, they
better
both
than
went to a
Inter.
final. Okay, next.
But one team won 5-0. It's not like it was like a 90th minute. One team won 5-0 in the final, but that's okay. Inter were dog shit in that. Now I could start saying it. Inter were absolute dog shit in that final, but that's okay.
Shut up!
Varvar,
And
can you tell me who finished top 4?
Lille made round of 16, which no other Italian team did.
Can you tell me who finished top 4 in Ligue 1 this season?
Marseille,
order.
Monaco. Marseille finished second, Monaco finished third, and Lille finished fourth.
Producer T.
I'm checking.
PSG, I'll give you this. PSG would probably win Serie A very comfortably.
Yes.
However, the rest of the league is not who?
Nice finished fourth.
There you go.
These are ball knowledge. How the rest of the league, you can't tell me it's been competing with Serie A, for example.
It is.
I
Bro,
just don't see it.
Your teams have not been performing in Europe, just as Ligue 1 teams have not been performing in Europe. But they have PSG. You guys don't have a PSG. That's the matter of the fact.
So that means
Just
that
a
La Liga
one-top
is better
team.
than the Premier League. Because
No.
Barcelona and Real Madrid would be
Barcelona haven't done shit in Champions League in the last decade.
Barcelona. They just went to a
They just made a
semi-final.
semifinal. Okay, Arsenal did also. So what's your point? So,
Bro, the top end. Most people would agree that Barcelona was
Barcelona, but once again, oh my god, I'm not doing this debate again.
Barcelona was a better
Barcelona
team.
and Real Madrid are good. Like they're fucking good. It's the rest of the league.
I'd say
that's
Barca had the
actually
strongest
dog
team in
piss.
the world this season.
Okay, well,
So does that?
what does PSG need to do for them to get the best team in the world fucking label? Because they just fucking destroyed Inter. in
For
the
Yamal,
final.
we're allowed to have eyes, but for PSG and Barca, we
okay.
can't have eyes. I have
PSG
eyes.
destroyed everyone they
Let-
faced.
I have
Let's give
eyes.
PSG their credit. They are
The best team in the world.
For me, it's PSG and Barcelona. I've been saying it all year. For me, it's both of them. I
They
mean,
just won a CL final by
Bro.
the biggest margin ever. They just won a quadruple. They won every single trophy they could have won this
And
season.
they left it to the last day of the
They
group
beat
stage.
every Prem
They
team
almost
along
didn't
the way.
make it. They almost didn't make it to
my
the
God.
playoff, bro.
But they won the games that mattered.
But it doesn't matter. You got to take the full season into account.
Ah.
Barca was extremely dominant. I don't know. They should have beat Inter, and they would have. I think they would have
I
won
hate
the CL.
this. I did revoke my Inter status, but
but
I hate this gimmick going around that Barcelona like
They threw
deserve
that
to
game.
beat Inter or like they could have beat Inter if Yamal went to a corner flag. They could have beat Inter.
I don't think they deserved to beat Inter. It was just a good game. By
It was a
Inter.
good game,
Oh, they didn't
but,
deserve,
but,
but-
Yeah.
it wasn't. I hate this gimmick that Inter were not like a very good team this year. They were still a very good team.
Yeah.
They were, but I think they've been stronger other seasons. Bro, the Ballon d'Or winner.
I think that's
in
revisionism.
our eyes. The
I
Ballon
think
d'Or
there's
winner
a
is
lot
on
of
Barca.
revision.
It is.
If Inter would have just lost that final, let's say 2-1, we
And
would have
won-
said, "Oh,
and won
Inter are
Serie
a
A.
top 3 team in the like." Bro,
Yes.
it was one game. Inzaghi already had a foot out the fucking door. What
Yeah.
he did was more disrespectful than Lukaku.
Brother,
did, by the
I'm
way,
ready to
but-
ask Mili soon when he comes back. Is Inzaghi a snake?
Yes.
The brother was doing negotiations before the Champions League final. You
Well,
think
we
the
don't-
players don't see
Do
that?
we know that?
Yes.
Yes.
What you think
Do we
they
know-
completed
day after,
his
oh,
agreement
ciao.
the day after?
His agent was going to
Oh, yeah,
do
of
that.
course. It's always the
It
agents.
wasn't Inzaghi had nothing to do with those negotiations.
But-
His agent went. He just asked Inzaghi.
Okay,
Inzaghi,
we know
can
how
I go?
agents work. They got presented a deal.
Yes.
The agent goes to Simone. I got a deal from Ali Lau here.
Yes.
Are you interested?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm interested. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So what are the iron out? Oh, you get control over this. They're gonna pay you this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, counter offer
In a
with
solid
this,
gold
this.
toilet bowl, we're gonna give you. Yeah.
Yes.
Private jet.
We're gonna try and sign Osimhen. We're gonna try and sign Teo. We're gonna end
No.
up with Angelino.
We're gonna try and sign
Retegui, but-
Barella. We're gonna try to sign Bastoni.
Yeah.
We're gonna rinse all of Inter, only the good parts, and then leave Inter with shit. Inzaghi said, "I'm down."
Yeah, and then
Sign
they-
the paper.
Get it.
he forgot to check in on Osimhen and Teo
Yeah.
and ask
Yeah.
him if they actually want to sign.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This Yamal going back to on topic and not just always swing back to Serie A. Yamal, if he doesn't get the balance, it's for me. He deserved the Euros Player of the Tournament also, and I said this back then, and I'm gonna say it now. I will be severely disappointed, and I think that there's a lot of like, oh, he's so young, he'll get one in the future, so let's just give it to Dembele now. I don't think that that's fair.
I'm on the opposite thinking. I'm saying give it to Yamal because I know he'll win more in the future. So at least we didn't give it to freaking Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah.
Yes, like
You know?
I like it's and Ronaldo came out with such a stupid quote. He said, "In my opinion, the Champions League winner should get the Ballon d'Or." Meanwhile, in 2013, when he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, when he didn't win Champions League, he won
Right.
the Ballon d'Or over Ribéry, who won the whatever. Ronaldo once again displaying he has zero
Anyways,
IQ.
I don't think Ribéry should have won either.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Okay. Just
but
making it.
but I'm
clear.
just saying, like Real Madrid fans who are using that as the defense of Dembele should win.
Yeah,
like
no, it's
Real Madrid
stupid.
fans, I'm aligned with you on a lot of things, but this is
Brother,
where I draw the line.
If Inter were to win the Champions League, Ronaldo is saying the Ballon d'Or winner is on Inter's side.
Yeah,
Who would you give it to?
justification.
You know what I mean? DiMarco, lift that.
They probably wouldn't even have one player. Would they even have one player in the nominations?
Yeah.
Bastoni?
Inter are gonna
Even
have
podium?
Bro, like Lautaro had a shit domestic campaign, but his CL stats were good. He's probably gonna scam his way to
A 25th.
Yeah,
As per usual.
that's actually. Do you Inter low key? I don't even know if they'll have a Ballon d'Or nomination.
You mean top 30?
Like who?
That's what I was saying.
Maybe Bastoni. Yeah, but
Bastoni.
maybe there's gonna be one or two.
Summer.
What the fuck are we talking about here? Summer.
Last year's gonna be second.
No, you won't.
Yeah, well, the soft that Barca game is gonna
No. He won't make it.
He's
Producer
living-
T thinks Summer's gonna make it. I think Donnarumma would make it over him first, and I don't think they're really happy putting a shit ton of keepers in. So
Probably not.
Anyway, one other thing. Unai Simon. Brothers
Legit.
Brothers legit.
bro, that's why his
legit.
release clause is 80 mil, and
Is that actually?
yeah, that's why he's at Bilbao, bro.
Okay, but his release clause is like that because he's at Bilbao.
Yes.
Good luck going to find
Bro,
another.
Spain, their youth system, Italy
Unreal.
need to just copy
get
that
to
shit.
learning. Get to learning.
Yes, and did you see, bro? And one of the clubs that produces the most talent in Italy, Brescia, just went fucking bankrupt.
Yeah.
and they're getting relegated to City D or whatever.
When's the
the
last
fuck
time
it is.
Brescia produced a youngster?
Tonali.
Yeah, Tonali.
Didn't Pirlo come from Brescia?
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying like they used to produce ballers. I don't remember recently.
I mean,
I think some of the
like
Esposito brothers were at
Parma's
Brescia also.
producing way more talent than Brescia nowadays.
yeah, well, Brescia was also in Serie C now. So, like, could expect them to produce
Do we
less.
buy Brescia? Chad, do we buy Brescia?
They're in debt for 3 mil.
I'm sure we could maybe
Get
we can sell a
Get the word
converter or
picture.
something.
Patreon funded Brescia club.
Bring it back to
A
Serie
new
A.
Brescia tier on
Think
the
about the
Patreon.
content. We sleep in the stadium because he definitely will not.
We
money.
let you guys decide who we buy next.
Varvar uses ChatGPT to try to bring Brescia back to
Top
Serie A.
comment, bring Mbappe, bring Mbappe.
Brothers,
That'd be sick.
Varvar, why the fuck did you buy Hoyland?
But did you not see they actually have started like fan-owned clubs where fans vote on what they do?
Sick.
Yeah. I don't know which country. I don't remember where it's from, but
Think about it. You do crypto. These shitty crypto like Elon Musk's turd. Like it'll get like 100 million market cap.
You tell me you can't buy a
Bro,
football team
help
like
us
that?
buy Brescia coin, and
Yeah.
we just get we raise 3 mil, bro. We
Would
pay
be
off their
very
debts.
nice.
They're definitely not gonna sell it to you. They just say pay off
They're
their
bankrupt.
debts. Yeah, they just say pay off the debts,
Yeah.
and you get the club.
And they have the facilities, they have the stadium.
I got.
I don't know. We would need to look into it. I don't know if they have the stadium.
Brescia. I'm
Maybe
sure
they
do.
rent.
Oh, fuck.
That would need another million.
They probably
from
have a
Brescia
stadium,
coin.
but it's just like
That's another million of Brescia coin needed right there. But yeah, I don't know.
We went back to Serie
Yeah,
A.
you look at how countries like Spain set up where basically every top club has an elite academy. It's actually insane because you'll go look at La Fabrica have the most players in the top 5 leagues like pumped out.
The most players, La Fabrica?
Yeah, Real
do they
Madrid's
have?
academy has the most players in the top 5 leagues playing
Not like outside of Spain as well.
in Spain and outside of
I thought it was
Spain.
Man City.
No, it's Real Madrid.
It's not Cobham.
No, Cobham's very good, but it's Real Madrid.
You have some
one.
examples?
I think La Masia is 2.
La
And
Masia, they're all at Barca.
the-
That's the thing.
No, because there's a lot outside. Like Oscar Mingueza, who played today for Spain,
Yeah.
is a La Masia product, but he plays at Celta
I
Vigo.
can name you
Cucurella
way
is
more
La Masia.
Chelsea products than
Bro, Grimaldo, La Masia.
Onana.
Like there's a shit ton of La Masia players that you just don't associate to. But Real Madrid, like there was like players like Brahim Diaz, José Luis, La Fabrica. Like there was a bunch back in the day. Well, I don't know now.
I don't know now.
Last time I checked the stat, it was La Fabrica top. So, but even Atletico Madrid have a very solid academy. Like for Spain, it's nothing like crazy. But if you were to drop that in Italy, it's the best academy.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Bro, you know
Who-
how
where
which
did-
players? Pablo Barrios. There's the Rodrigo Riquelme. There's
Llorente is La Fabrica.
Molero, the winger, the bald winger.
Okay, bro. Like not even biased, but Juventus has produced more talent. Milan has produced more talent.
You're not
We sell them.
Yeah, we sell them, but so does Real Madrid.
Milan did not produce more talent.
Okay, sorry, Milan didn't. Milan
Donnarumma.
bought young talent and then developed them.
Yeah, Donnarumma was about it. Calabria, Donnarumma.
Like Tonali and all that stuff. You can't.
Locatelli. You rate him that highly. Got him there, right?
There you go. That's why
Best
I said
midfielder
Milan.
in Serie A.
Yeah,
I said Milan.
Yeah, no, just...
You gotta learn.
but Teo's Atletico Madrid academy, no?
I thought
No,
that was
La
Fabrica.
No, he's Real Sociedad.
Real Sociedad?
Oh, no, that was the loan.
Yeah.
He's La Fabrica.
Yeah, it's
don't know.
possible. It's
I
very
don't know, I don't
possible.
know.
I'm not sure, but and Athletic Bilbao, bro,
Well,
these guys
they
pump
have
out
to.
talent like it's
Laporte,
nothing. That's in my opinion the most impressive academy in the world.
Bro,
is
club.
Athletic Bilbao.
The whole club is impressive.
Yes, because how the fuck do you not buy any players? Basically, only buy Alvaro Giallo because he somehow has fucking
Some...
descent.
Yeah.
But how do you completely sustain a club off of just youth academy?
I tried an FM 24 save on Bilbao. I failed.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they do it.
Yeah,
I know you did it too.
I think I was successful, obviously, because I'm the best FM manager ever. But Italy needs like an injection. like that.
bro?
Because it's fucking embarrassing.
We haven't even finished speaking about France,
What do you mean oh, France? Okay.
bro. Doesn't Varvar look like Ryan Cherki right now?
Yeah. I mean, there's the talent. French versus Spain talent. You have Cherki, who is absolutely dominating right now.
He had a great game.
Would he dominate the Prem?
That's a good question.
No, he will not dominate the Prem. He's not. He's like I saw a tweet the other day. France have Yamal. France have Cherki. Spain have Yamal. Who do England have? Brother, players like Cole
Bro.
Palmer and Foden are way better
Yeah.
than Cherki.
Yeah. I could agree with that.
Like Cherki's getting so much hype right now. Meanwhile, it's his first good season in France, which Ligue 1 is a good league, but it's his first
Lift
good
that.
season in Ligue 1. And when he gets into a more physical league, you can tell his fitness is not there because after that 60th minute, the brother was gassed. It looked like he was like chugging along, like every minute was the end of the world. So he's gonna have to up his fitness levels if he really wants to be in that upper echelon. And people say, oh, he has more talent. I saw a tweet, more talent than Mbappe. Are you crazy?
Stupidity.
That's
Stupidity.
crazy.
Are you crazy?
Listen, Cherki, he's super talented and he has the technical ability to dominate in the Premier League. But he won't have the time, space,
The pace?
nor will he have the pace to be able to compete with all those players in the Premier League. But I still think for 35 million, that is an absolute
take it.
steal.
Yes,
you take
I
that
do
risk.
agree with that.
But why for 35 mil were other teams not upping that bid? That's what I'm curious about.
I'm gonna leave it up to the comments. You have a game. I won't even say tomorrow. For the next season, would you rather Mbuemo or Cherki?
Mbuemo.
Mbuemo easy.
And
What is
not
this
even
conversation
close.
now?
I love to shit on you.
Not
I
even
love
close. Mbuemo's better.
I'll leave it up to
You
the
also-
comments.
you also-
What?
pay-
No, you have to give an answer. Don't be a Mili here in this.
What do you mean,
Don't be a little
Mili?
cuck.
That's crazy, bro.
Give me an answer.
I'm a back my boy there, calling him a cuck across the overseas.
Oh my god, trying to change the topic, bro.
When what's the thing?
You're
on-
dropping a Mili
on Mad Men when when
no,
you
he's
like the
like-
conversation, change it.
bro.
Answer the question.
Yes or no? Mbuemo or Cherki?
I like Cherki, but I don't think he's gonna dominate the Prem.
Okay.
I don't think
That's
so.
unlike-
But he'll
Mbuemo
be
or-
good for Man City.
That's unlike Ferms, where he's a little tactical, like where he likes these Ryan Cherki.
called Hipster FC, by the way.
Hipster FC, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Hipster FC been straying away from Hipster FC.
No,
You've been
I'm on
doing
the
that.
ball. On the ball.
No, because then you would have like
Nuno Mendes, best left back in the world. I've been saying it.
That's
on the
not
ball.
Hipster
That's not
FC,
hipster,
that's
that's
just
right.
knowing ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good ball knowledge thing. Saying Cherki would be better than Mbuemo
Cherki
next
would be
season.
like face of Hipster FC.
Yeah.
He is the face.
Our boy Jack, shout out Jack.
Yeah, he loves him.
He's part of Hipster FC, our
Yeah.
friend, and he loves Cherki. He
Yeah.
thinks Cherki's gonna pull up and be Wirtz in the Premier League.
Yeah.
If you're giving me 130 million for Wirtz or 35 million for Cherki, I'm going 130 for Wirtz.
I agree.
Okay, so Hipster FC is a ball. It's
Wirtz-
right now. It's
What's
a-
bankrupt and
a bankrupt
Said it.
abolished.
I agree. I think Wirtz is going to hit the ground running way more
Yes.
than Cherki.
That's a guy who's gonna dominate the Prem.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
Good.
Even though he had the worst international break ever seen to man, like probably this international break. I mean, come
I
on.
genuinely don't care about these games. Nations League to me was good games, but the level
But
doesn't.
Norway 3-0, you cared about.
Well, that's yes, bro. We should be beating Norway.
we will see my Wirtz agenda this season. We will finally be able to watch Wirtz every single match. and see it.
That's an FPL pickup right
Okay,
there.
what's your goals and assist prediction for Wirtz in his first season?
Do I want to be in a clip or not?
This is an early candidate for worst take of the year next year.
I'm gonna say it. With
You're either
chest.
going to be Oracle or the worst
Just
take
know
ever.
I don't believe what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it with chest because I got. Fuck. Florian Wirtz will have under 15 goals and assists in the Premier League next season.
All right, you got that.
I don't believe. I don't
Yeah,
believe.
timestamp it.
I don't believe it.
Timestamp
But
it,
the
we're
clip will feel like they'll be like, bro, you 100% believe that shit, bro.
How much do you think?
Probably like a 12-12, 24 situation.
Yeah,
That's,
me
I think
too.
that's
20.
I'm not,
that's
and
fair.
that's. I think I'm
20J.
being conservative there.
Yeah.
assuming no injuries. Assuming no injuries, obviously.
yeah, assuming no injuries, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
He's a little bitch.
yeah, sure. One injury and now it's
Quel jugador.
yeah. Honestly,
I don't know
Do
why I
we
hate
talk
him.
about Serie A in Italy?
Oh, do we? What do we do?
Can we rip off the bad date of Italy? The fucking elephant in the room, the monster elephant. Because bro, 3-0 against fucking Norway.
I walk in with the Italy shirt. We got motherfuckers in here telling me, bro, why are you wearing that? What did you say?
No, I said, bro, you have no shame.
Bro, you have no shame. I'm repping my country. Fuck you, me no shame.
Bro, Italy. I'm not even kidding. Do you think right now we are the worst ran international team in the world? Like top international team.
In
I'm
terms
not-
of where we were, yes.
yes, it's either us or Brazil.
Yes.
Because
Or the-
Brazil's also an
or the
embarrassing
US national
organization
team.
right now.
But not US.
If Brazil, what we need to do is somehow merge Brazil and Italy into one federation. We take their attackers and
They
a
take
bit
our
of their
defense.
midfielders. We take a bit of our midfielders and they take our defense. We'd win the World Cup.
do we take Ancelotti or who do we take?
Well, Ancelotti
Well, we
should
don't
be
have
our-
a fucking manager, so I guess we have to take Ancelotti.
True.
Actually, no, we have a sacked manager coaching against Moldova.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, that's how down bad
embarrassing.
we are. We sacked our manager, but we said, "Give me one more."
Give me one.
That's like you break up with your girlfriend. You tell her, "Am I making me breakfast?"
One
Yeah,
more
no.
time.
You break up with your girlfriend, you're like, "So Thursday night, we still on?"
Then on me.
Yeah, you know that cocktail event I got going on Thursday. You still available?
Yeah, but yeah, no, this is we're
All-time
an
low.
embarrassment. We're an embarrassment.
Is it an all-time low?
It's,
I think the Ventura days were an all-time low, but this
at least we were making tournaments then.
no Ventura we didn't make the World
Oh, we
Cup.
didn't make the World Cup.
With
That was
Holland.
We didn't have talent there either. I think now we have
yeah, that's when
more
we had like
talent.
Poli and shit like that.
Well, we had like
Bonaventura, Poli,
wasn't it like Bernardeschi was starting?
Montolivo.
Jacquerini was on his last
Yeah,
leg.
yeah,
But
no,
he-
that was definitely the
Still
worst,
playing at that point.
No.
What's crazy-
It's like 2014, no?
bro. If you take out, and I know it's a big takeout, but you take out that Euros that we won, it's over a decade of straight failure.
It is.
like complete failure. We haven't. I don't even remember the last time Italy played a World Cup game. Like, do you remember? I might like have glimpses of it, but
I
I
remember.
don't strictly remember it.
The Brazil one, I remember.
I don't
Okay,
remember.
but Brazil one, I remember we got destroyed by Costa Rica.
Yes.
We got
Keylor Navas
grouped-
dropped a masterclass.
Yes,
on
we
us.
got grouped with England though.
Yeah.
That was the Suarez getting biting.
Yes,
tournament
Luis
as well.
Suarez bit Chiellini.
I remember
Bro,
watching
that
that
was
with my grandfather.
felt like a lifetime ago.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Like this
We-
is
that
must have been 10
embarrassing.
years ago.
And we're a major footballing nation. It's like it's Brazil, Italy, like and Germany. Like that's like the big three.
Yes.
And we're not even forget we're not even embarrassing ourselves at the tournament. We're embarrassing ourselves before the tournament.
I know.
Like
I would say Brazil is more embarrassing, just because they actually have the talent, and they have the youth, they have the talent. Like those guys are literally one step away from fixing
but
it.
Brazil, the issue is that they can't develop defenders. They can't.
But also Brazil has made
Like
the
they
World
have
Cup.
decent ones, but like they have the one that comes out every once in a while. Like Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes are insane.
Yeah.
But like a defender like Marquinhos.
Yeah, but how is like Colombia doing it? How is Ecuador doing it? Uruguay, like they're all developing defenders. Why is it Argentina too? Why is it that Brazil can't?
Ecuador is one of the most impressive international
pretty
teams,
good.
by the way.
What's the population?
Super small, but they have Independiente del Valle, who insane youth academy, insane.
That Moises Caicedo check definitely
Yes,
helped.
bro, they're pulling up with a back line of Hincapi, Pacho, Estupinian, and then there's this 17-year-old Ordonez who's supposedly incredible.
Yeah.
So like, bro, they have a back four who's like CL quality for such a small country.
Who's their
It's-
goalie? Is it what's his name still playing?
Let me check.
What's that old guy?
From Ecuador.
Well, no, Ecuador's legend. Ecuador's legend.
No, I'm not talking about him.
No, Ecuador's legend is Ener Valencia. That's like the guy.
Is he actually?
Yeah, that was
Guy
the
balled
man.
out though.
Yeah, every World Cup
Yeah.
he balled out.
He always
The
shows up.
Ecuador goalie that played for Napoli, or was he Colombian?
No, that's Ospina. He's
Oh, he's
Colombian.
Colombian.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I don't know. Italy, it's honestly not even it's like we could sack managers every time. Like
Won't
it's
help.
not a man unless we get Conte. I don't think there's an Italian manager that really would have made a difference.
I'm gonna be honest.
Ranieri.
Even with Conte,
I don't think Ranieri makes a difference. Maybe he gets us to a World Cup, we still end up getting
Yeah.
embarrassed.
even with these
fine.
both of these coaches, they come in. I think it's just a stopgap. It's a band-aid.
Conte, we would make a quarterfinal.
But it's a band-aid. You know
Yes.
it's going nowhere.
Yes.
This whole project has there's no project.
like the foundation is still shit,
Yes.
but at least Conte papers the foundation.
But it's
and
not,
gives
to
you
the,
something to
it's
root
not to
for.
the national team to do this. It's up to Juve, Inter, and Milan.
it's Italian football.
It's coordinated. Like I've looked into how England did it and how they do it.
It's
their
legislation.
clubs are working directly with the FA
As they
on
should.
how to develop players, because players at 13, 14, 15, half the time they're playing with England, half the time they're at club.
Yeah.
So they need to coordinate the development where the country has a clear roadmap on what players are being developed.
Yeah, it's not a surprise that Spain, after like 2006 or whatever, they started actually pumping their youth academies with talent.
Yeah.
And then look at that. 2010 they won the World Cup. 2012 they won the Euros. I think.
In financial turmoil, like Barcelona was in shit show.
Yes.
Finances, but you could always turn to your youth academy.
Yeah.
And it will always save you.
yeah.
Always. And look, it's sad because I don't think Juve have a decent youth academy, but the players coming out of Juve's youth academy aren't Italian. So I mean,
But that's, I guess, yeah, that's a problem
and
too.
it was all people like players that were purchased at 16, 17 years old from like other
Other
youth
clubs,
academies.
Yeah, but like the Italians, if you have enough production, Italians will come out of that. In theory, it just happened that this
No.
generation was Yildiz, Hoysen.
Bro, we
whatever.
haven't had a good Italy crop of youngsters in over 10 years.
But for there
maybe
was
20.
there was a time where we thought it was coming. Rovella, Miretti, Fagioli, like we thought that was a new generation of midfielders, but they turned out that none of them were good.
Because in Italy, we like to hype up the bare minimum from youngsters. Like these players, I don't know if it's a jump between youth level to top level football, but something has to change there because these clubs need to be willing to take risks with their players. You sent the graphic of the U21 minutes played.
Embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's all first of all, it's all defenders.
Yeah.
Which Italy still produced good level defenders. I can't cap. Italy still produced like very good level defenders and some good midfielders, goalies always where we're gonna have reliable goalies. But not one attacker that has you thinking, oh my god, he could actually turn into something. Not a
Yeah.
single one.
But you know, I think the killer of that is every Italian coach is going towards a 3-5-2. And I think that kills your 1v1 instincts, your just going forward.
No
instincts.
wingers. You don't develop wingers.
There's no wingers. So in our youth ranks, if they're being taught to play 3-5-2 defensive tactical shape, you're not taking chances to go forward. And
Yeah.
there's we don't have wingers.
Or if you do have creative wingers, then they won't be able to make the jump to an Inter starting lineup. Because
I
Yeah,
don't,
there's no
I
because
wingers.
don't
no
think
place
that
for them.
that's that bad of an issue. If you, once again, if the whole country says, and there's not an issue with this, we're going to be a defensive team. This is what Italy's always been. So like the
But that's-
identity is a defensive team that we're going to be like playing. Let's say we all agree we're going to play 3-back, which I think right now with our crop of players, it makes the most sense to play 3-back. Honestly, our
But
current
you
crop.
see, you're just because you're how do you say that? You're shoehorning the fact that you need to play
I know, but
3-5-2.
for now, bro, like you have Di Marco and Cambiaso, which are the ideal
Bastoni,
wingbacks, and you have
Scalvini,
yeah.
But the,
like-
the fact that we're producing a DiMarco and who a right wing back, I don't know.
Cambiaso.
Cambiaso, right? Cambiaso and DiMarco. We're producing these players because we're forced to play with a 3-5-2 every game. Bro, you look at Napoli, they're playing a 3-back. Inter's playing a 3-back. Roma was playing a 3-back. Juve is playing a 3-back. All our top teams don't have wingers.
Milan and Juve both tried at the end of the season. Well,
Play
Tudor,
expansive football?
No, to play 3-back.
But I don't
Yeah.
think 3-backs are bad. Like I don't understand what the rep is with 3-backs. You see more and more top class managers in the world are starting to use 3-backs.
But you look at Spain. In Spain, they don't play
Yeah,
3
but we
backs.
don't need to copy exactly what Spain. We just need to copy the way of they do things, but not like they play 4-2. They play 4-3-3. We need to play 4-3-3. That's not like what I'm saying. I'm saying that they have a clear ideology on how they want their team to play, and they develop youth for that. If we have a clear ideology of how we want to play, which right now we don't really, we're going from manager to manager every 2 seconds, and
But then don't complain that our attacking force isn't good enough if we have the ideology of playing defensively.
bro, there's such ways of playing 3 at the back with good attackers. You don't need to have 2 shit strikers up top and play 3 at the back.
if Scamacca was elite,
He's not though.
no, I'm saying if a Scamacca profile was elite, like if you just maxed out the stats that he is good at, he would be perfect for a 2-striker system.
Yes.
3-5-2. Like we're just not developing these players.
That
but like,
Tegi's good for a 2-striker formation.
you
also.
could win with a 3-5. You can win a World Cup. You can win a Euro with a 3-5-2. You just need the best in the position.
Yes.
But when I look at Serie A, except like I can't look at wingers in the league and tell you these guys are the ones that are going to be helping Italy.
So
like
we should be playing a 3-5-2.
No.
Because we don't have wingers.
No, but we're getting shoehorned to play a 3-5-2. There's no winger talent in Italy. Like, how could it be that Spain has Yamal, Nico Williams, Alex Baena, all these like players coming out of their youth ranks that could play 1v1. They're very direct. They go forward. Us, we have DiMarco passing it back to Bastoni. Bastoni back to Donnarumma. Donnarumma to Cambiaso. Cambiaso back to
Yeah,
Coppola.
but Spain don't really have any good strikers either. Like they have,
And
they
yet
have
they're very
Samu,
offensive.
who might turn into something decent, but like
But it's because they're
call him
wingers.
Samu, no. That's
Samu
the official-
Moridion.
No, but we're calling him Samu is the official.
Samu
official
Madiba.
I think
updated name.
what's it does he what he puts a weird, like not a weird name, but his like
I just call him Omeridion.
his maiden name on the back of his jersey, I think potentially.
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know. Italy,
Cooked.
it's never been more cooked, I think.
And it starts at the top.
It's cooked.
You need to start from the top. You can't
that-
even start from the.
So now, when you guys said I was crazy for saying our entire generation depends on Camarda becoming good,
No.
It's easy to say at this point.
if we don't get an elite striker out of Camarda, we're fucked.
No.
But whether we do or not, I think we're
Yeah,
still
we're
fucked.
fucked.
No, because elite strikers can win you games single-handedly, even games you don't deserve to win.
But if that elite striker isn't getting service, Retegui had one shot.
Bro, Poland
against
made,
Norway.
and I know we're not trying to be Poland, but just with Lewandowski and a decent supporting cast, they made every single World Cup. Like right now, we're just trying to make the World Cup.
Brother, we had one shot against Norway.
I know.
It's not our striker's fault. It's we can't even get the ball to
Yeah.
our striker.
I don't agree because I look at our team and our defense and midfield's actually good. Like it's not. It's definitely passable.
We put 4 past Germany.
Like it's not. I'm not. I think our best chance is either Kamada or Moise Kean. To be honest, I'm not a Retegui fan.
Moise
But
Keane's always gonna be shit.
I disagree. He's actually been decent for Fiorentina this season.
This season,
I'm
he's
I'm
found his
low-key
level.
joining the Moise Kean train.
He's found his level.
Slowly. But
Around the
all it took
hipster.
was he had to leave Juve. All it took.
And do a couple of compilation where he's like flexing in front of the defenders.
But it's so depressing
It's bad.
because you thought
There's no way
okay,
out.
You got that group. You were like, okay, we're actually clear for the World Cup, and now you're looking at most chances probably a playoff.
How are we cooked after one game? How did we
Norway
already not
have 9 points already.
I know, but how who fucking organized this? How we cooked? There's 8 games. How are we done after the first one?
We're already 9 points. We're 9 points behind already. I was speaking with producer T. We have a better chance of Norway shitting the bed than us winning every game.
Yeah. That's the
like
only
we
way
need
pass.
Norway to shit the bed.
Yeah, and we need to win
the
every
bet
game.
to fucking what are they playing?
Moldova.
Israel, Moldova, and who?
Estonia.
Estonia. They're not. Norway's not shitting the bed versus them.
That's the jinx right there.
I'll say it so that we just confirm
Yeah,
the jinx.
please.
Okay?
Okay.
Norway is not shitting the bed against Estonia, Israel, and Moldova. Okay.
It's just not possible.
It's really not possible.
Especially when you have
The
Haaland,
issue is that
Zorla.
Mili's not here to knock on wood.
I'm telling you, Haaland is scoring at least 11 goals in this group stage.
Bro.
At least, at the very
The
least.
fact that Norway's pulling up with Haaland and we're pulling up with Retegui.
But they have a shit team. Norway's a shit team.
And bro, Nusa, you realize that Nusa is
Nusa-
not even like
Bro,
that
Left
crazy.
winger. Once again,
Nusa is not even like
Italy
like,
has been getting dominated by. Italy has produced the best left wing performances for national side since I don't know how long. Everyone that has a drippy left winger for some reason destroys Italy.
I remember Doku too back in
Yeah, we got to figure this shit
bro,
out.
Doku was
destroyed us.
yeah.
I was
We're like, who is
I
this,
was
bro?
watching the game at work like this. Doku and Doku cooked our entire team in that
But it's
plain
funny
Belgium
because
kit.
it looks like he has not progressed at all as a player because it was the same thing. He would cook us and then
And miss.
nothing would happen.
Yeah.
But back then we didn't know that nothing would
Yes.
happen. We thought something could happen.
Yeah. Pep watched
anyway.
that and spent 60 mil on it, not knowing he got scammed.
But, bro, he's a specialist. If you got like
He's a Dama Traore, but better.
we were talking about it last week. If you guys look at successful dribbles per 90 in the Premier League, Doku Doku doubles second place, I think. Like 6 point, almost 7 successful dribbles per 90 compared to like 3 and something like with a Saka.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely wild. But I think team-wise, that's about it. We're going to get to transfers. First one we have is Wirtz for 130 million. I think that's the number that they're looking at. I have my doubts.
It is a big fee.
It's a lot.
It's one of those fees that I mean, either right now they're in a tricky situation because they either set the Premier League record transfer fee or you get publicly rejected by Wirtz. Or you publicly say, we're not going to get Wirtz, and then you're fucked because Cherki's off the market too, so you end up like, okay, where do we go now?
But Wirtz still leaves. So I know
We
a
don't know
Serie,
if
I know a
Wirtz
Serie A, Serie A team don't got 130 mil. So
Bayern were very interested at the beginning of the summer.
Bayern have 130 million.
Bayern have that stupid money. Go look at their wages, bro. You know Alphonso Davies making like 400
Yeah.
something K a week?
That's a new
My
contract.
brother's agent is goated.
Yeah.
How the fuck you get your left back 400 something K a week?
And not only that,
been
after
injured.
after he got injured.
Yes. No, he signed it right before he got injured.
Well, that's
and
good
then
for
he
him.
got
But
injured.
hasn't he been getting injured?
Yes, he's been getting consistently injured.
Bro's a band-aid that got 400
Yes.
something K a week. I want to sign that agent.
And Wirtz is getting how much?
I
Around
think
there,
Wirtz
no?
is on 400 something K a week also at Liverpool.
Pounds?
Pounds. He's one of the Premier League's top earners.
If this goes wrong,
Crazy.
for Liverpool, if this transfer goes through at 130 mil plus the wages, this is a lot of pressure on Wirtz.
I agree, but the thing is that I have to commend Liverpool's ownership because it could have been very easy for them to just lose Trent and then bring in Frimpong and say, okay, we're all right.
and Kirkes.
They
This is a
lost a
statement.
generational talent. They brought in a generational
Yeah.
talent. So I have to commend at least the balls, the cojones to do it.
Yeah.
Because, bro, that Wirtz Frimpong connection, he's going to come in already having a bit of like connection with players. So I could easily see this taking Liverpool to a whole other level also.
That's well said. Because you look at Spurs, for example, they lose Harry Kane and they replace with Solanke.
Yeah.
So,
So
like-
like you got a good player, sure, but
Sure,
like, bro,
but
you're not Harry Kane.
lost Harry
Liverpool, we always say it. We commend Liverpool. I think they're
The best one, the best
one of the
run
best
club in
run
the world.
club.
I
Yeah,
think,
they're one of the
personally.
best. Well, Real Madrid is up there. Just
Yeah,
because,
but it's
just because like they are the bar for advertising, for everything, for
but
monetization.
like I'm not gonna say it's easy to run Real Madrid because it's obviously not easy. But the issue I have with like a Liverpool versus a Real Madrid is that Liverpool's not a destination club.
Yeah. The
Like
city.
the top talents in the world do not want to go to Liverpool. If you're Real Madrid, you just saw it with Mastantonio. if Real Madrid says I'm interested in you, they say, okay, what I need to join Real Madrid now. I'll do everything to join your club. Liverpool, it's like they're fighting a battle. They tried to get Caicedo. Caicedo joined the 13th place Chelsea squad over going to Liverpool. There were a bunch of other players that rejected Liverpool.
I mean, the city matters because it's Liverpool versus Madrid, like just living in the cities, so they have an advantage. But Florentino Perez built that.
Oh, 100%.
He built that
ecosystem.
that ecosystem that allows for this to happen.
But Liverpool, it's small. It's even stuff like selling Coutinho for 150 million, reinvesting it and getting Van Dijk, Salah, and Mane.
Yeah.
It's
Insane.
It's like, bro, you can't be run better, in my personal opinion. You had a generational manager, once in a generation club icon manager leave, and you replaced him and won the Prem right away.
There's got to be some luck. I don't believe that they sat down and they deeped it. Like I don't believe they
Yeah, they
deeped
do.
the options and that Slot came out
They
and they're
did.
like,
They're,
Slot is
they're
a
one of the
solution.
best data-driven clubs
They
in the world.
released they didn't release exactly how they did, but they wrote an article. The Athletic wrote an article on how they
Fucking
chose
good.
Arne Slot for their manager role, and it was they did so much
What?
data.
I'm thinking about AC Milan's board when they were talking about Allegri.
Yeah. Fonseca was actually in those names.
We need who's gonna win? Allegri.
Call
Get
him.
him. He's a winner.
We need an Italian. We need someone who knows how to win.
Liverpool was probably like, okay, but we have this and we have these profiles and put them into the algorithm, whatever.
You want to know the names though?
Allegri available.
You want to know the names in that
Liverpool
data-driven? There was Inzaghi, Amrim, Fonseca, Slot. Those are the 4 names. And then they figured Inzaghi plays a 5-back, so that won't really work with our teams because we want Trent in a 4-back. We want Van Dijk to be part of the pairing. Fonseca, I don't know why they didn't pick them.
Amarim 3-back.
Amrim 3-back, and they said Slot is the perfect one.
Because Slot got his wingers the most in 1v1 situations in all of Europe. So they said, okay, we want Mo Salah to be one-on-one. We want Luis Diaz to be one-on-one. That's how we're going to win games. So then they brought in Slot, and obviously it fucking worked out. Mo Salah hit his peak of his career this season.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well,
what a well-run club.
yeah,
So the Wirtz is obviously
what a
going to
statement.
hit, probably.
enough Liverpool glaze.
Yeah.
Next up, I mean, you have Al Hilal, Galatasaray, possibly Juventus.
Man United.
Where does Osimhen go this summer, boys?
I'm going to go very bold. PSG agreed terms with him last year. They're looking to sell Goncalo Ramos. I actually think they're going to bring in Osimhen.
Even with the Osimhen
Cavara
Cavara beef,
Osimhen. I don't think that was more of an agent beef. I don't think they dislike each other.
they did win together.
Why would PSG bring unbalance?
Because I think next year we all realize Dembele is not an out-and-out striker.
I agree.
He's not like he had a very good season, but I think if you went in with a proper game plan, like Arsenal, Dembele scored a long shot. He played very good, but they neutralized him in open play.
Yeah, but he scored a volley. Like it was.
Yes.
It was an oddity. It wasn't a system goal.
Yeah, if you pull up with Saliba and Gabriel, I think you will have a pretty easy time neutralizing him. And I'm sure right now, if you offer him Paris on, let's say, 300K a week or Galatasaray on 500K, I think he'd take Paris, even though he has maybe a diminished squad.
That is bold. Did you see a tweet about that?
Last year, they agreed terms with him.
Yeah.
So I'm just assuming that this year
But
they're going to do it again.
Barcola, that means Barcola's probably getting sold.
Barcola looks
Probably,
on the
yeah.
out, to be honest.
That means Barcola gets sold and maybe like a Kolumani sale just to even out the
he's
Yeah,
fucking
he's
out,
on.
bro.
He's out
just
the
to
door.
even but a sale, not a loan, like a
Yeah.
sale, just to even out the finances. But that's not a horrible shout. I can't bring myself to believe that Osimhen will sign with a Galatasaray or an Al Hilal.
I agree.
Al Hilal he rejected because
45 million.
exactly. So is he rejecting it because he's ambitious, he wants to stay in Europe, or is he rejecting it because he's just greedy and wants more out of Al Hilal?
I don't know. I am honestly very confused that he rejected Al Hilal, and I think that does give me the idea that he wants to join
European side.
a Chelsea, Man United, PSG, maybe a Juve. But in my personal opinion, it would be dumb for Juve to just take that Vlahovic wage bill space and just directly put it to Osimhen.
That's a huge upgrade.
It's an upgrade, sure,
But is he
I
guaran-
don't think
is he
that brings
guaranteed-
Juve from to the title.
He scores 25 goals.
Then I'd pay 400K. I pay
But I
I pay Vlahovic wages.
I don't think he's worth double the amount that you're paying anyone else in the team. You have to understand, if you give Osimhen 400k, Bremer's gonna walk in and say, "Okay, I want 250k now."
But
Yeah.
but the issue is also that you need other pieces as well. You just don't need
Yes.
Osimhen. He's like a final piece.
Like Osimhen's not 10 mil. He's still 75 mil to Napoli, and you're directly giving what's it called, a rival 75 mil. Also,
Yeah, De Laurentiis likes
But
money.
why does he want to leave Napoli? Like what's
because
the underlying
I guess
thing
it has to be a beef with De Laurentiis because it's not a Conte thing, so it has to be De Laurentiis.
The beef got to be deep because Osimhen can
Conte
come
would-
back to a.
That's what I'm
freaking-
saying.
Conte would love an Osimhen. I guarantee it. He'd love an Osimhen.
He's gonna pull up a Lukaku and Osimhen. That's fucking good.
What if
Yeah.
they promise Conte, if you stay, we'll keep Osimhen?
No.
I'll settle terms with Osimhen.
Because he's been too open about the transfer. It can't happen. And the fact that he
a
like
pride
the
thing
Ali
now.
Lal was already like, okay, they would basically just needed a sign off.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
But I see no one else.
Galatasaray, sorry, Galatasaray fans. I don't think it's happening.
If he joins, he's a club legend instantly. Because bro,
Sure.
the only way I see it happening is if he joins with a super low release clause,
Yeah.
where
Or,
he could always have the option to.
or a
leave.
guarantee, like a contractual guarantee that Galatasaray will sell him next summer if he wants to leave.
Yeah, like a release clause.
Yeah, but release clause doesn't protect Galatasaray's interests. Like.
But why would he do that at Galatasaray, not at a Juve, for example,
Be-
or a Spanish team? I don't know. Or
Because
Because
then it's more
Galatasaray would offer
destination.
more wages than Juve or a Spanish team.
which I also don't understand.
I don't understand how.
Also, the Turkish
Galatasaray-
league. What are you guys doing with our Serie A strikers?
Yeah.
they're kind of cooking.
Bro, they have like 7.
Mertens, Ciro Immobile,
Dzeko.
Dzeko.
Icardi, Dzeko.
Bro,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing? They just love Italian
Yeah.
strikers. Well, Serie A strikers.
Yeah.
Serie A players, to be honest. They just filled with
True.
Serie A
There are
players.
Saudi.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get it. Listen, if it works, it works. But
So prediction.
I don't know. I don't know. I legit can't think of a
Stop
club.
being Mili, bro.
What do you mean? I'm just trying to think. Nobody in Serie A could afford him.
So Galatasaray is your
No, I don't think so.
is Al Hilal completely out of the club?
yes. Unless they come, but no, they would only have bought him before Club World Cup.
You're telling me no Premier League team wants him. Chelsea just
I
bought
think
a
Man
striker,
United
so I
would
think
take
it's out.
him, but he would have to take a significant wage cut. Like we're talking about, he would probably need like 275k a week, which I don't think
Yeah,
he would be
which
interested.
at
in.
that point,
And Juve, I don't think new management is going to start off with
No.
something a risky. When there's other positions to fill, you're not going to go give like
Only
Varvar
way-
said, 400 something k.
only way was like Giuntoli, who has a friendship with him.
Yeah, because Giuntoli was stupid enough to give him double everyone else's salary. I'm gonna say Galatasaray.
I think if you put a gun to my head, I would probably say Galatasaray as well, which is crazy.
But I'm gonna
Crazy.
say like contractually, it's gonna be Osimhen's power.
And I went fantasizing because, bro, if you bring me Osimhen and I pull up with Acuna, Osimhen, and Mbuemo front three next year, I'm going to be creaming my pants. I'm definitely going to say we're going to win the title if that happens. But I was on my fantasies last night. I watched his fucking 40 goals that he scored. 40 goals actually
This is
that he
Osimhen?
got for this year for Galatasaray and his country. Bro, this guy is so good.
Who?
He's Osimhen.
Yeah, he's insane.
You can tell that the Turkish league, it's like he's playing like shitters. Like it's like he's just
But
throwing
what if that
people
affects
off.
him? What if that affects him? Because when he comes back to Europe, bro, if he goes to the Prem next season, the realization he's gonna get when he's going shoulder to shoulder with like
I
Van
think he
Dijk.
cooks in the Prem.
Bro, he's had good Champions League performances against
Yeah.
Van Dijk.
Yeah, but he's been playing a year versus like very subpar.
I
players.
think if he came to Prem, I would give him like this is like conservatively 17 goals.
I'm gonna say he's at Nicholas Jackson season.
No, he's better.
He's better than Nicholas Jackson. He's a
He
lot
is better. He is better. But Nicholas Jackson had a good season before getting injured.
I'm thinking, what about Arsenal? No?
No, the issue with Arteta.
Arsenal won't do that.
You know,
wage shit.
Arteta actually has signed more goalkeepers than attacking players at
Yeah,
Arsenal.
crazy to think.
7 goalkeepers, 5 attackers.
Fuck is the
This
brother
guy needs
cooking?
to get sacked. But that's a whole other conversation.
What about Spurs?
They're going for
Champions League.
Arsenal are going for what's it
Šeško.
called? Sheshko.
That'd be nice.
For supposedly, bro, 80 mil. They're only gonna start negotiations when Arsenal offers 70. They're only starting to negotiate.
Šeško's worth 70 mil, but
Yeah, but
he's not
that's-
worth 90.
He-
But then
they're
why not
asking
go
for
for
100.
Osimhen?
Huh?
Why not go for Osimhen?
I think for Arsenal, I'd rather Šeško.
It's more of a. There must be some and like I don't want to label it as this, but there has to be some issues behind the scenes with Osimhen. There has to.
I'm
be.
sure of it. I'm
has
sure
to
of
be,
it.
has to be.
I'm sure that there's something behind Osimhen. Also, for Arsenal, why would you bring in like Osimhen and then automatically he becomes the top earner in the club? Like that would be that you would look at Saka and Saka would be like, bro, they just brought in Osimhen and they're on higher wages. Guy just was in Galatasaray hiding away for a year.
Yeah, his history doesn't help him.
Like Šeško comes in, he's on decent wages, like under like Declan Rice level wages, and
Like for me, I can't justify giving Osimhen a higher wage than Bruno, and he's on 325.
well, no, he won't be higher than Bruno.
Exactly, but it's 300, Bruno's on 325. So
What did
I
Al
can't-
Hilal offer him technically?
700 and something K a week.
Okay, but there's a we should put a number of tax like
There's no tax at Ali.
No.
Tax free actually.
there's like a 40% tax because you have to live there and you're not playing in Champions League.
I don't know. I actually find it very difficult to find a spot for him unless he's willing.
If anyone has any information, let us know in the comments. If you guys
he's
have any
willing to take
theories.
a wage decrease, then this opens a whole bunch of doors. But as long as he's not willing to take a wage decrease, it's gonna always be Al Hilal or.
Better figure it out soon.
Yeah, I agree.
Fucking this saga is so boring. Like it's not that
Yeah.
it's boring. It's just like it's drawn out. Figure it
Yeah.
out, Osimhen.
It's like the Mbappe to Madrid saga. It's like, bro, no one's even excited anymore.
The difference is one is Mbappe and one is
Yeah.
Osimhen.
Yeah.
Levels.
And Mbuemo, I mean, we've talked about Mbuemo a good amount. We've done some
Yeah.
pure listing and stuff.
60 million pounds.
I had to put pounds in brackets.
Steal the
shabby.
summer. Steal the summer. But that's okay.
But then the wages.
Huh?
But then the wages.
It's 150K a week supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
Pounds.
The same supposedly. When I said
Pounds.
300K, it was supposedly.
Yeah, 300K.
Which source is this? The Sun?
I need to go find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, find it.
I'm predicting 275K a week.
Yeah.
Euros.
Perfect.
Over under.
I'll take a Brentford Aslani kit for that.
Over under.
Over under what?
Over under 175K.
That's probably where I would bet. So I'm not even gonna.
I said a good line. Over under.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna bet.
How much does a Casemiro make?
300 something.
No, just 3.
But Casemiro,
Yeah.
bro, you have to realize Man United wage bill is actually the healthiest in the league, or one of the healthiest in the league. We have the lowest percentage of our revenue as wage bill
Because you have low revenues.
because we have insanely high revenues. We only have like 3-4 players making over 200K.
That
a week.
shows.
Rashford included?
Well, no.
This guy's so lucky I don't have my phone right now. He's so fucking lucky.
It's Mason Mount,
Casemiro?
Mason Mount, Bruno Casemiro.
Laura, can you look up
Rashford, Sancho?
Manchester United
What about
capology? Salary cap.
Let's do a little mid
Bro,
segment.
Sancho and Rashford are gone.
Yeah, but they're still on the wage bill.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. They're
gone.
gone. Like
They're
they're.
gone.
They're gone, but they're on the wage
Gone,
bill right
bro.
now.
But come the end of summer, they won't be on the wage bill
But you said you
Preserve.
did the healthiest thing before.
because we are. Okay. So
Go from the top down.
I actually undershot it.
Top.
Casemiro, 350,000 pounds a week. Bruno, 300,000 pounds a week. Mount, 250,000 pounds a week. Delict, 195. Maguire, 190.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, 150.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is like our fifth highest earners, Luke Shaw.
How much?
Oh,
How
good.
much is 150 a year?
200,000
It says it there.
euros. No, it's all in pounds.
No, I'm saying how much is 150 a week over the year?
7.8
Pounds.
pounds.
But this is bad.
That's
Luke Shaw would be Milan's top earner.
200,000 pounds a week is how many euros? 3. No, not 3.
But we make double your revenue.
But I don't care. A wage is a wage. Like a number is a number.
But our players are better than yours.
Chelsea has a more healthy wage bill than you.
But no, they don't. But that's okay.
Well, you can check.
Yeah, I'm going right now.
I like
What was your total?
I'm
My
not
favorite
going
thing is to investigate
Yeah.
wage bills. My favorite thing.
total.
Reece James making 250,000.
That's their
That's the
highest
top?
earner.
That's the highest earner.
That's good.
But wait,
Chelsea already
wait.
won.
Sterling 215.
Okay.
But that's
Nice.
being paid.
Wesley Fofana 200,000. No. Sterling is they're paying 215. And the Arsenal's
How
covering
much
the
was
rest.
Arsenal paying?
Arsenal.
Arsenal was paying what, 100 out of that? Blood was on 300K.
He was on a ridiculous contract.
Okay, anyway.
Wesley Fofana 200K. That's not good.
Okay, it would be good if he was healthy.
No, he wouldn't.
Chelsea fans like him.
Fofana's very good.
Okay. And Nkunku 195.
It's a miss,
Not good.
unfortunately. But Nkunku's a good player.
Like then you have Enzo Fernandez 180. That's fine. Cucurella 175, which in my opinion is steep for a left back of his
Luke Shaw,
quality.
195. Cucurella, 175.
Luke Shaw was 150.
Oh, yeah.
Pedro Neto 160.
That's a little bit much.
Moises Caicedo 150 is good.
Wow.
Like they're not bad, but
You
they're
haven't even said Cole Palmer yet.
yeah, I know Cole Palmer is on 130.
Oh my God.
And they locked him up. No,
I think so.
João Felix. Let's see João Felix. 7-year contract.
but that's weird. You gotta check on
7
loan.
year.
7 years.
You gotta check on out.
Yeah.
Bro, João Felix has made 57 million euros in his career. That there's not a less deserving player.
He'd be a top 10 tennis income.
He knows how to get a bag, though. I can't cap. That brother knows how to get
Call
a
up his
bag.
agents.
Yeah, honestly. But Mbuemo, 60 million. Good deal. Hopefully it gets done at 60 million. I think it will.
Next up, we have Spurs finally sacking Ange Postecoglou. And who do they bring in? Thomas Frank.
Good appointment.
I think it's
Is it here
good.
we go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
Here
here,
we
we go, but it's
Final stage.
as close as you can get to here we go.
I don't think it's getting hijacked.
No.
No, probably not.
But Thomas Frank, experienced Premier League manager, and plays the style of football that Ange was trying to play, but I think he's even better. So, I mean,
Bit more flexible at least.
I don't think there's going to be much change in the squad. And Thomas Frank, exciting football. It probably doesn't get more exciting football than him.
Didn't
and
Thomas
Ange
Frank
went
have
bang
a
for
very
bang.
good home record last season?
I believe so. In the first half of the year, at least.
I remember you were talking about
But then
the
his
Yeah.
away record was horrendous.
Yes, Brentford was the worst team away, but best team at home. It was very weird. But I think in the second half of the season, it flipped. It was very weird.
I wonder
But
why.
I think the next season, the Spurs team, and I said this season, they have the talent on their team to make Europe. But they have
Yeah.
Champions League next season. I think the bar should be somewhere around 5th, 6th. And anything above successful, anything below unsuccessful.
They need to reinforce.
And they got to make it into at least, they got to win at least the playoff game in the Champions League. They got to make it into the knockout.
I actually think Spurs won't. I think Spurs will finish like 8th next year, personally. Looking like I can't say that they're better than any of the teams that finished in the top 4 this year.
Well,
Like
it's-
Newcastle, in my opinion, is
Where did
significantly
Brentford
better.
finish?
Brentford finished
10th?
12th, 11th, 10th.
Because the Spurs team is just a better Brentford team.
Yes, but you're gonna automatically assume that Thomas Frank's gonna hit the ground running, and we don't know how Thomas Frank is gonna respond to having multiple games a week. Like that your training regimen is gonna
Yeah.
have to be sped up.
That's true. Because Brentford didn't have multiple comps.
Yeah.
But the 4-2-3-1, like the systems are very. The system can be played the same,
Yeah.
similar fashion.
It's just I don't know. He's a good manager. It's just it's always a different beast going to these Spurs, Man Uniteds, like the top 6 that
That's
are
the thing.
always expected to play in Europe and compete in Europe. It's a different beast.
But if you can make Damsgaard into what Damsgaard was, you can make Madison into a serious player. Shade,
Yeah, but
and you have Son now.
Madison's always been a serious player, bro. It's just his injuries. It's never been a he doesn't
Question
fit
of
the
ability.
manager. He doesn't like it's
Oh, he has
always been
Kulu too.
injuries.
He's gonna love Kulu.
Yes, but who doesn't love?
But with managers at
Except for
Spurs,
Allegri.
it's even an institution problem. Huh?
Who doesn't love Kulu except for Allegri?
Yeah.
Was it Allegri that sold him?
Well, it was under Allegri.
Saudi?
Can you blame it on?
No.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Juve fucked up selling him because he would be their best player. But that's a whole other conversation.
Or we produce good players.
Bro, the Juve sold 11 is actually better than their
It is.
actual 11.
It
that
is.
means, but see, now we just gotta find a motherfucker to keep them.
Yeah.
Because that means they're coming through.
You
Like
would have
Milan,
even
Milan, they're coming through as well.
you would have even had Romero at Spurs.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Bro,
Juve product.
Romero, Kulusevski, Hoysen, Barnekea team of the
Crazy.
season in Spain.
Team of the season.
Sule,
Sule, what a player.
best young player in Italy, supposedly.
It was insane.
Wasn't he the second highest ranked on FootMob?
That's
Or
Probably.
third?
cap.
No, he
Yeah, he
was.
was.
I was in disbelief.
I got eyes.
Bro,
The eyes, he's really good.
He's so. That's the hipster's back.
Hipster has never left. I told you, bro.
cool shit, bro.
Cool shit.
Reindeers, now Reindeers joining for a fixed
Yeah, that's-
75, 65. Could go to 70, though.
See, this is the conversation about Italian clubs actually keeping
No,
their
Milan.
players.
No.
Milan, really.
Just
Well, you
Milan.
have no good players to keep.
So we just forgot about Hausen and all the other guys you just
Say it
mentioned.
right. Dean Hoysen.
It's Hausen.
It's not.
Oh yeah, you want to tell him?
It's Holsen.
It's Hausen.
Hausen.
Saddam Hosen.
Hausen. That's
Whatever.
A slander name.
he wasn't Tijani Rangers when he was at our club.
No,
We tried. We even loaned him out to Roma. We tried. The brother was just, and I said it in the chat. You guys 100% remember. Dean Hoysen will be a good player. He just won't be able to develop at Juventus because we don't.
So
we just
what
can't
the
develop
fuck
him.
is the issue with your club where you can develop at fucking Real Madrid? Seem that this guy's good
Bournemouth.
enough.
He found his good development level.
And
club.
he's at Real Madrid.
Bournemouth are a better club than you in 2025.
He found his spot to develop, bro.
Anyways, out of all the sales that we're doing right now, Rangers is the one that hurts the most.
Not Leao. potentially.
Oh well, Leao, I'd like to stay optimistic about him. Right now.
I think he would be the most likely to stay. I agree.
Yeah, that's the feeling I get.
They
as
got a
well.
lot of dirt on him.
I mean, we did pay his 20 million thing when he got into a fight
but
with Sporting and
in my
moved to Lille.
opinion, AC Milan should have asked for more money than this
Obviously,
because they just bought Nico Williams for 60 million from Porto in January.
Bro,
and they're paying 5 million more for Rangers.
Nico Gonzalez, you mean?
Not Nico Williams. Nico
Gonzalez, 60 million. I know.
Yes. Like you could have juiced at least 85
easily. And I think he's worth that. It's not even to say like, oh, prem tax, we charge a little bit more. He's definitely a $85 million player. He is.
Bro, it's just
because right now
the issue with Serie A is that Cavada just went for 70. So
but that's a
always
Napoli
have to
problem
set
as well.
You have to set the barometer to this league can't
That's a
sell
Napoli
at max
problem as
volume.
well.
Serie A doesn't sell at max. We're not trusted like
We
that.
don't sell at max value.
I know.
The league.
They don't have to.
That's a league problem. I agree with you.
Like I showed. I don't know if you guys looked. I sent.
we sell to max value only to within Serie A.
Yeah, but I sent the because I saw an Ajax fan do it for Ajax, and I sent the gap between the average of the top 10
ChatGPT,
clubs
man, again.
revenue versus like Italian teams' revenue and the gap. So Juventus, Milan, and Inter, the gap between the top 10 club revenue and the top 3 of Italy keeps widening, where now it's a massive gap.
Wait, you're saying the top 3 in Italy and then what?
Like the top 10 clubs in the world average. So you take like the top 10 UEFA whatever clubs, the average of their revenue and the average of the top 3 revenues of Italy, the gap keeps widening.
Yeah, so
So
Serie A is
in
falling
negotiations like that, Lord, this Reindeer's 65 mil to Milan is worth a lot more than 65 mil to Man City.
off. Yeah, you have no leverage. They're like, what
And
is
especially
Milan
with no
going to
euro.
say? Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're acting like it was a fire sale. Like,
you mean?
did you have to pay off debts? Why couldn't you just keep reindeers and not get the 65
But he just
mil?
explained it.
No, but
Because 65 mil to Milan is not a number you can pass out. You can now.
But I'm saying, do they need the money? Like, did you need 65 mil?
Sometimes you don't need the money, but sometimes it's just an amount you can't turn down.
Yeah.
So
And for Milan
which is
now-
Milan is Ajax.
It's the same thing that happened with the Tonali sale, where it's like it was so much money that they're like, listen, Tonali is a boyhood fan of Milan, but we can't reject
I know,
this.
but then you realize we sold Tonali, we sold this,
Yeah,
we sold
it's
that,
horrible business.
and then now we don't. Now we're not in, because of all this. Like maybe
Horrible business.
maybe because of all these
But
sales,
Milan
we
have
don't
no
make
plan.
Champions League anymore.
Milan have no plan.
yeah, it's
But
horrible business.
you understand? You're losing out on future income because you're not retaining these talents that get you to Champions League. Like because you didn't make Champions League, you lost out on how much? I think 65 mil guaranteed or some shit. You just lost out on 65 maybe because of the Tonali sale. I'm just theoreticizing, but if you keep talent, you make bigger competitions. Like you have to invest in your clubs. It's like an asset.
Yes.
But also on top of this reindeers, there's Magnan potentially to Chelsea for 15.
Yeah, $15.
Theo
That-
for 20 to somewhere.
Magnan, the thing with him is that he's approaching 30. He's very injury prone and he has 1 year left on his contract. So it's either you cash in now for whatever you could get or you let him for
You're
free next
falling
year.
into the propaganda. If I told you before the summer, you sold Magnan for 15 mil, you would riot.
Okay, wait. I'll stop you there. Objectively, Magnan is still a top keeper in the world. One of the best.
he's 30
objectively, as a player.
He's not old.
As a deal, he's almost 30. As a deal, it's either you
I
sell him
hate
now or
that
you...
FM has made almost 30 sound like he's about to retire.
No,
Inter has made a fucking whole living off of feasting off of people that think like
Bro,
I don't understand what you want me to say, bro.
no, but
What do you...
why don't you just re-sign Manu? Like I said, bro.
he doesn't want to resign.
So what do you want to do? Lose him for free, and then it's a
But why does he
Donnarumma
want to
situation.
resign?
Because why? Tell me, the Juve fan. Tell me, bro.
No, I'm asking you, the Milan fan. Why
So
does
the
he want to
Juve
resign?
fan who has been saying Milan is shit all year freaks out when Milan tries to rebuild their club
I just wanna hear
after
it.
finishing 10th.
I just wanna hear
so
it.
Leao is shit, Magnan
music
is
to my
shit,
ears.
Theo is shit.
So when they
but they
take-
should all stay.
when they take
this
Milan-
is Juventus.
When they take Milan out of their bios and you say, bro, they took Milan out of their bios. Pala, I'm such a hipster. I think that it matters.
yeah, you are a hipster.
It matters. It matters when they take shit out of their
You're
bio.
lifting a bio, taking out a bio.
Firms, we don't got much to lift anymore.
Do you understand?
We don't win trophies.
So
we lift this shit.
this year you got you ahead of Milan. That's one.
Supposedly
And
Arsenal
the bio.
interested in Yildiz also potentially.
Yeah, it's a fire sale over there too.
50
Don't
to
forget.
60 mil.
I didn't see that once today.
And Nico Skira.
Oh, you need to check.
Show me.
Get your updates, bro.
Show me, bro.
And Conte wants Gatti apparently.
Juventus fan exposed on live, by the way.
While you do that, layout to Bayern. Also
According-
a very popular rumor.
According to
If you say-
Gazzetta,
Okay.
Ranieri is close to
Gazzetta.
becoming Italy's new coach.
Don't care about Gazzetta.
If you
just
say
saying.
anything Gazzetta or Nicolo
Yeah.
Schira, I don't think we can
now
say on the
Nicolo
podcast.
Schira, because Yildiz is...
You're
Nicolo
preparing me.
Schira also said Ranieri. Potentially.
So now we trust it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rangers, horrible deal. Magnan, horrible deal. Leao, he needs to stay.
So layout, if you guys aren't following the saga, apparently this is not Fabrizio. This is like lower level journalism that layout to Bayern, they're looking at numbers starting at like what, 70,
70 mil.
80?
70 mil plus a player.
Yeah, 70 mil plus a player.
They wouldn't do a player.
And it was like
Doesn't make sense.
Goretzka and like it was
Kim.
like Kim.
That's propaganda. They're not doing a player.
I agree. Player swaps
Like-
are so difficult to do nowadays.
Yes, nobody does them anymore.
The only one
Especially
that
in Italy
really-
when we need money.
We did it last
we're-
summer.
The only one
You.
that decently made sense was the Vlahovic Molina one. That kind of makes a bit
But
of
not a
sense,
straight swap.
essentially. It would have been a straight swap or Molina plus cash.
It doesn't make sense.
Bro, getting Molina out of Vlahovic. If you told me that when we signed them, I feel like, I feel like you're
They're
kidding,
from
bro.
Udinese. Molina from Udinese.
Well, I actually wouldn't mind Molina.
Molina's a good player.
He's 31 though. He's 30.
He looks like a
Vlahovic is
25-year-old.
Vlahovic is
Yeah,
useless.
but
Did you find that deal?
for me, yeah, I can get it for you right now. For me, if this would be the worst one,
What?
Leao 70
Yes.
mil, that would be the actual
That's
worst
the
one.
dagger.
Nail, yeah.
Because he is
I'll-
the actual crown jewel of Milan.
I'll tell you what I think. Listen, Theo also is objectively a good player, but Theo I wouldn't be as sad. Magnan, I would be sad about Magnan. Reindeers was fucking bad because Reindeers makes no sense.
He just resigned 2 months ago too.
Yes,
Yep.
but Reindeers is like a player like, okay, this sounds crazy, but who do you replace him with? There's no one that I
Pulisic.
could. No, Pulisic is a winger.
Arsenal, Nico Schkira. Arsenal are the most interested club in signing Juventus winger Kenan Yildiz. Arsenal are prepared to invest 50 to 60 million on a new left winger this summer. Meanwhile, Juventus are working on a new contract for the 20-year-old.
Ooh, new contract. That means it's up in the air.
That means release clause.
But
All
yeah,
right.
Reindeers. I don't see
Schkira.
anybody replacing him.
But you
And,
said that with Tonali, and then you bought Reindeers and it replaced them.
But that was a gamble and diamond
Yes.
in the dust.
Like
Bro,
you
why
can't
can't
keep
Pulisic play
gambling.
Cam?
Pulisic is a winger.
But he played Cam and he scored a bunch of
Yeah,
goals.
he's better winger though. And another thing about like Magnan, also goalkeepers and left backs are easier to replace, but left wing and Cam for me are like
Goalkeeper,
pivotal.
trust me, bro. Goalkeeper's not easier.
Goalkeeper's easy to replace.
Trust me.
Not to a high level, but you could get a shittier level.
Trust me, bro. You could buy the goalkeeper that makes the CL final, and he'll be
But
dog
that's
shit.
bad business.
That's Andre Onana.
That's bad business.
You can get scammed by Inter.
Bro, Milan, Donnarumma gone, they replaced him.
Yeah, exactly.
Chesney gone, we replaced him. Barca, Ter Stegen, they replaced him with our fadeaway.
Yeah.
Summer, after Onana, like everyone's
Goalkeepers
able to
are
replace
replaceable.
goalies. When your system's shit, your goalie's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
And did we talk about layout to Bayern? I mean, we know that's gonna be the dagger, and
that and Leao would go and it would be like Olise. Like it would be you'd go to the league and destroy the league.
Yeah.
That goes with any league, in my opinion. He goes to Spain, he destroys that league.
I think Prem, honestly, if he went to Chelsea, he would be good, but he wouldn't be,
very
like
good. Leao running into space is dangerous.
I really don't think Leao would tear the Premier League apart because my issue with Leao is he's inconsistent.
yeah, he would not tear.
What's tearing apart definition in your books?
Like
Like I don't think he gets 20 goals, obviously.
oh, not even close.
No.
He would
Like I'm
get
looking
maybe
at like
10 and 7,
Yeah, okay.
which is all right. Like he's a good player.
Seven
He
but
would not
it's
score
not.
10 goals. He would get Cody Gakpo
Bro,
level
38. Cody Gakpo scored 10 goals.
in the Prem.
Yeah, for sure.
My FPL asset that I was hyping up, that you said wasn't a
think
starter.
we know he wasn't a starter.
Yeah.
While you find that stat, do I hit them with the outro?
10 goals. He had 10 goals.
They've already hit 10 goals.
Bro,
No, 9.
FootMob says, I don't know what the conversion is to euros, but FootMob says he's worth $109 million Canadian.
Who?
Cody Gakpo.
Why do you have Canadian?
I don't know, because I probably said it to this. He played half the available minutes.
What's
in the
that?
Prem.
70 mil?
Became a late
Euros?
towards the end of the season. Became a starter. I invested. in
I don't know what 100. I think it's 60 million euros.
Around there.
Yep. But anyway, that was episode 61. Everyone, if you got to this point, thank you for watching.
Millie will be back next week.
Mili will be back next week.
There you.
And we'll see you guys next time.
We're gonna go do the Patreon now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Take care.
Ciao.
everyone.